Hello friends and welcome to another 3ABN Today cooking program. I'm Jill Morricone and with me in the studio is our good friend here of the ministry, Chef Mark Anthony.
Hello.
Welcome, Chef Mark.
Yeah, wonderful to be back.
It is. Every time Mark comes, I always tell him it's like he's just coming home. And this time he brought his new bride with him.
I did.
And
yes, we've been married since December, so it's been
So
just a thrill.
about
Yes.
6 months you've been married.
Yep.
You and Brenda.
Brenda.
Yeah. Now does she come on the road with you?
She, yes. Once in a while, she kind of comes on the road. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, we just came through our camp meeting time. Camp meeting's always a blessing here at 3ABN. And Mark comes in and does such a wonderful job with the food. I always tell Mark I'd want to come just for the food. You know, you want to come to camp meeting just for the food, not just for the messages. But the messages were anointed and the food was good too.
Yeah, we had a great camp meeting. We did pizzas one day with vegan cheese and everything on them. And we did quite a few little fun events. And it was just a blessing. It was a lot of work, though. We need more volunteers. So if you want to volunteer to come over, I got blisters on my hands from cutting so much. So a lot of times we even have space available for volunteers to stay if we've got good culinary people that are able to use the knives and everything in the kitchen. So
that is a blessing. Now I know we have some shots of camp meeting, but before we do that, I just want to talk about your cookbooks.
Okay.
You have 2 cookbooks, Vegan Simplicity, and I have both of them at my house at home, and I love them. But tell me what our friends would find first in the Vegan Simplicity.
Simplicity, that's a book that's just packed with recipes. It's only a $25 book, and I do sell them on my website and everything, and shipping's included. And but that thing is just packed with recipes.
It's got salads and dressings and appetizers and vegetables and sides and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, just kind of a well-rounded book. Now, my other book, this one, it actually has less recipes. It's 400 pages, full color, but actually has less recipes, and it's got more depth of knowledge talking about concepts on how to organize your kitchen and things like that.
Yes, it's a fabulous cookbook. The pictures are wonderful, and like you said, it has the concepts. So I'm looking at this appetizer simplicity, and then it just shows you all different types of stuff you could do, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and 12 steps to get healthy and things like that. So, and that's a $50 book.
Yeah.
So full color, stitched binding, everything. Yeah, stitched binding. Have you ever seen that before? Watch this. It actually stays open on the kitchen table. How come people don't do that nowadays? It's so expensive, but it actually stays open because you have a perfect stitch binding on it. That's what you want to look for when you want to get a quality book, get that stitch binding.
Oh, yeah.
So, but that works, doesn't it?
And it stays open, but to me, the thing is the recipes and the concepts are wonderful in this book. I know we've talked about it before, but I just love this cookbook.
And that's what we're doing today, kitchen concepts.
Amen.
Yeah, some interesting things you can do in the kitchen to make your job easier at home.
I love that. Okay, let's go look at all the food that we're going to be making here today. We're going to make a green smoothie.
Yeah, going to do some fun green smoothies made with kale and parsley and green apples and
I love it.
Just healthy.
Yeah, nice. And kale chips.
Kale chips, another kale item. That's easy to make. People think it's really complicated, but they're very easy to make and another healthy item for you.
Oh, yeah. That's wonderful. And you can bake them or dehydrate them, so that's good.
Yeah.
And hummus. Oh, look at that. We're making different kinds of hummus.
I know. Look at this. We're actually going to do 4 different types of hummus, and we're going to show you the way you really should make hummus, because a lot of people just, just throw everything in there and think it's going to turn out. And,
right.
But this will be the way you really need to make a hummus.
That's wonderful. And subs. Look at that sub, Mark.
Yes.
What's going on with this?
We're going to make some subs. This one right here is actually a 6-foot sub. I think we're going to maybe do some 3-foot ones here just for time's sake. But
okay, a 6-foot sub.
And we're going to show how easy. And you know how much that cost?
I don't know.
$10.
That entire
sub. That was the cost of the entire sub.
It covered the whole counter here.
Is that amazing or what?
That is amazing.
So,
now you got 6-inch subs, right? At if you go to Subway, but we're doing a 6-foot or a 3-foot sub. That's incredible.
For $10.
Yeah. Now we're going to get going with our fruit segment, and then
Okay.
maybe as we do this, we'll show the pictures from Camp Meet as we do that. How's that?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me grab some gloves here because I got to do some cutting. And I'm going to need you to start doing that kale over there.
I got a whole bowl of
We're going to make a fruit tray real quick.
What do you want me to do here? Just rip it off?
Yeah, in fact, if you grab me a piece or 2 there.
Yeah.
I'll show you a quick way. I'm going to get some gloves because I'm going to get dirty today. Real easy way to do these. You can just, just take the whole piece out like this. And so it goes a little quicker.
Perfect.
And then you're just going to kind of lay these around.
On the edge.
And stretch them out. So we've got a place to do our fruit tray.
Nice.
Because it's real easy to do fruit trays. Some people make things such a challenge. I'm going to do some fruit cutting here. show you some easy ways to keep your fingers when you're cutting.
Yeah.
And that's always a good idea, isn't it, to keep your fingers? And,
Absolutely.
But pineapple's really fun to do. You can just cut the end off right here. You cut both ends off. And you can actually, if you needed to get some more height on it, you could actually skewer that together.
Oh,
so you get more height out of it.
Yeah.
And that's going to go right in the middle. So we've got a nice presentation.
I love that.
And then I'm going to start cutting the edges of this pineapple. And you want to see how close I'm getting?
I do.
I'm trying to make sure that I get all those little sticky things off. And it looks like I'm going deep, doesn't it?
It does, but
But
you're not.
That's the bitter
I'm going
part.
backwards here.
That's actually the bitter part of the pineapple. So you want to get that bitter part out of there. And if you tasted it, you would even know that it's a little bitter. Kind of amazing. But we get this out of the way.
Yep.
And then we're going to cut this right in half, like this. And then you can lay these flat if you want, and just quarter them like this. Now we got to get that middle piece out. And it's slippery here. But just like that, we're getting that middle piece out.
Keep going with the kale.
Yep, we're going to go all the way around. That's pretty good, actually. Got a couple little spots
Over here.
on that side. I can see. So we get this all out of here. Now we got these 4 pieces, and then we can cut these like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and watch how fast these get done. So what was that? A minute? I think it was less than a minute.
It was.
And you've got your.
Mark is the fastest chopper of anybody I think that we
Chop,
have on
chop.
here. Absolutely.
In fact, let's grab a sheet pan there.
There you
And I'm going to give these to you on a sheet pan, and then you can start filling them in. And,
You want them just in here?
Yeah, we'll just do a couple spaces, and I'll do some more things here
Okay.
for you. And then we can set the rest aside. Now, everybody wants to know how to cut a watermelon. Everywhere I go, they're like,
Absolutely.
Mark, you really know how to cut watermelons.
Yes.
Can they time me on this?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I see the
All
time.
right, go. I'm going to cut both ends off.
All right.
Okay? And then we're just going to go all the way around the outside like this. And once you get that first cut going, you're in pretty good shape. And we're going to cut all the way around. This is the easy way.
Okay.
And actually, I've never found anybody that knew how to cut a watermelon this way. And when you're cutting
amazing.
for literally 1,000 people like we do at the camp meetings,
Right.
you have got to be able to get your stuff done.
We're at 30 seconds
So we
right
get
now.
our stuff out of the way there. We're going to cut this baby in half, get these things laying flat like this. You're going to do a couple slices sideways like this.
Oh, nice.
Now, if
I
you're going to
love
do this at
that.
home, though, don't put your hand on this side, okay? Keep your hand on top, so you don't
We
go
do
slicing
not
your
want an
fingers off.
accident.
Right, and then you can do it this way. And make these slices as big or as small as you want.
Oh, I love that.
And then you go this way. Just like that, and I'll take this. And within 1 minute,
All right,
was that
it
1 minute?
It was
43?
58 seconds, yeah.
Within 1 minute, we got the entire watermelon cut up.
Wow, that's
How's
amazing.
that?
Now, where's this one going?
Anywhere. We're actually going to put some of these in the freezer,
Oh, okay.
and these you can just fill in a spot. Right. Just fill in a
Nice.
spot. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. Now, should I fill in this side, or am I taking too much with this? I
You
don't know
can
what
fill
else.
it in
Okay.
anywhere you want.
I don't know what else.
Now, I want to show you how to do that even with a honeydew or a cantaloupe.
Oh, nice.
Because a lot of people think, well, you can do that with a watermelon.
Right.
Honeydews and cantaloupes are the same thing. You
Cut
cut
off the
both
two
ends
ends.
off, put it like this, and then you just start curving around. Now, most people are going to cut their honeydew in half
That's what I do, actually.
and then
to be
core
honest
it
with
out,
you.
the seeds and everything, right?
That's what I would do.
So, but you want to do this first,
Okay.
and just like that. And I kind of make sure I get all those pieces off of there so it is clean.
Yep.
Then you cut it in half.
Oh.
We're going to pull the seeds out then.
Yeah.
And I do have a trash can back here in case you were wondering.
We're not just dropping all this on the floor.
No, and I'll grab that other tray from you too, because we're going to put this right on the trays. And actually what we're going to do, with whatever's left over, we're going to freeze it.
Nice.
So now we've got it this way. Now you can just slice it like this.
So you don't cut it like this,
And
like
then
the
you-
other one. Okay. Nice.
Just like that, boom.
Wow. Now, where did you learn to chop like this, Mark?
It took lots of fingers,
But you still have all your fingers. so-
most of them, yeah. Yeah, God's blessed me with having fingers, so that's
Amen.
nice. And
What
yeah,
am
we
I-
can put
is
those
this going
around.
here? Go around too.
Yeah, we're just making a fruit tray. So
Alrighty.
But most people think, oh, it's so much work to make a fruit tray or a veggie tray or something like that. But this is the healthy food.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
we're not even cooking anything on the burners today.
We're not cooking on the set today.
No.
Wow.
You know, and if you think about it, why should we do all this cooking when God's already cooked this food for us?
Amen. Absolutely.
So, yeah, if you eat more, I actually eat probably 70% raw food nowadays.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just fresh fruits and vegetables, grains and oats, things like that.
And you feel really good too.
Oh, love it.
You lose weight, all of that.
I'm down
Yeah.
75 pounds.
This is 75. Wow.
Still can't lose the last 20.
You look good.
I think Brenda's going to have to get me walking. I do walk.
Exercise is a good thing. Nice.
So it's the same concept either way.
Love
You're just cutting it and dicing it. And just like that, we've got cantaloupe. So we can fill this in everywhere.
Yeah.
And boom, you got cantaloupe. And I've got some grapes here too.
Oh, nice.
So we can just plop in little spots.
Oops, I got honeydew mixed in there.
Yeah, you can put it anywhere.
It's really nice. Now, at camp meeting, you did a fabulous fruit tray on Sabbath, and then we had a special man that you made too. Let's take a look at those shots.
Oh yeah, let's see that Sabbath.
That was awesome. Here's a shot of all the people.
Okay. And we even had black tablecloths on all the tables.
Do you know, you guys kicked it up a notch. It looked really nice. And there was a lot of people. Did you time how long it took for everybody to get through on Sabbath?
I think we got it in like 42 minutes.
Wow.
To feed like 500 people.
Yeah, because that was a lot of people coming through. You can see the gym is really full. There's the line, people waiting to go in.
I haven't seen these pictures yet. So
yeah, we picked him out, and Mark hasn't
and
seen
thank
it.
God it didn't rain or snow. There's my Indian.
Oh, there he is. That was incredible.
That's an
You
Indian
carved him.
sculpture made out of 2 watermelons, one watermelon on top of the other.
Wow.
And everything is food. It's all 100% food.
It's amazing.
And,
There's all the fruit.
and that was the big fruit tray that we did with the Indian
It was
sculpture in the
beautiful.
middle.
He's the middle, and then you can see the little fruit
Yeah.
kebabs coming down.
Wow.
I love that. And there's some people going to get fruit, so people just came around and got their fruit there. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much fun.
It was.
I'll tell you, when you're glorifying the Lord and you're just having fun
Amen.
praising Jesus, everything goes better.
Amen. And the kids came in and helped, and that was wonderful. I
Yeah,
loved that.
lots of kid volunteers. We got them with
did.
their chef's outfits on.
They were so
Yeah,
cute.
we take good care of them.
Yeah, they're really nice. I think we
Kids
got a
are
shot of Brian. Oh, there you are, Mark, working in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, and Jim. Jim, oh, he was fabulous. Jim and Naomi came in for the whole weekend, and that Jim was a trooper. I mean, he kept up with, he was actually
Praise God.
there day and night. There's Brenda.
There's Brenda and Melody.
and
yeah, and they always come and work too, so that's such a blessing.
Yeah.
You got a good wife. Oh, and there's Melody. They look like they're having a good time. And David came and helped a lot too.
Yeah, Dave's really good in the kitchen.
He's a good guy, absolutely.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Fun.
that's neat.
It was.
Yeah.
So we got our tray.
Is it that easy or
Beautiful. You
what?
finished it. I love
Now,
that.
look at
Nice.
this. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. It's beautiful.
And how fast did that take? Less than 5 minutes, really.
It's really quick.
And what we want to do with this, though,
Now what are we doing?
you want to spread this out
Okay.
and then freeze it.
Nice.
You can freeze pretty much any kind of fruit.
Okay.
So this will all get spread out and freeze it. So you can throw one of these in there and then pull out the ones that are already frozen. We're going to show you how to freeze fruit in the middle of summer when the fruit is the cheapest. That's when you want to buy lots of it, cut it up like this, and freeze it. Now when you're going to take your pan like this, you want to spread out your fruit so it's all spread out as much as you can, because if it's all clumped together, it's going to turn into an ice cube, but you want to keep it all spread out.
Yes.
Then after it's frozen, then you're going to bag it up like this. And you can see the bags that I have here.
That's honeydew.
This is all frozen.
Cantaloupe.
Honeydew, cantaloupe, and then you can put it in the freezer this way, and it's called IQF, Individual Quick Freeze.
Okay, IQF.
Individual Quick Freeze. And that's what they do with blueberries or anything. And even the bananas, see, you can freeze anything. And it's okay to be a little brown like that.
Right.
Even the apples, you can freeze all of this.
Nice.
Now, the coolest thing is when you make smoothies.
I love smoothies. Oh, yeah.
I've got my
Especially
blender here. Right here's a really cool blender, the Oster blender.
Okay.
And now, you can freeze whatever you want in your smoothie in individual bags like this if you
Nice.
want. and that way you can just pull it out as you need it. Now for this one, I'm going to put this right in the jar here.
Oh, it's the perfect size too.
Yeah.
How cool is
or
that?
you could actually, I hope it's going to fit. We'll make it fit. There we go. Or you could actually just put your fruit in the jar like that.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour a little almond milk in there, just like that.
Good.
Now this actual blender fits right on here.
Okay, so it'll fit on the jar or it'll fit on the regular blender
Yeah, we're
size.
looking at the mason jar. You just got to make sure that rubber seal
Gets in
is
there.
centered so that it's not going in the middle and getting all wound up. So then we're going to blend this and
I'm gonna
take
eat a
this.
smoothie.
Watch this. We're going to put this mason jar on the blender and blend. Ready?
It's unplugged.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
There you go.
We have fun in the kitchen. All right, here we go. And if you need to hit that little pulsing, you can pulse it a little bit. But just like that,
You have a smoothie.
and it's already in
Wonderful.
your container. There you
I
go.
love it. No
That
spoon,
easy.
but I can still drink out of this.
So you're not messing up this big dirty jar.
That's heavenly.
Yeah.
Individual portion size.
Yep, and
This
you're
is
not
very
messing
nice.
this up.
Woo, all right.
So you could do like a whole week's portions or a whole month's portions like this and be ready to go.
I love that. It's wonderful. Let's go. We're going to make green smoothies
we
now.
can
We
do
did
that
fruit
too.
smoothie. We'll do green smoothie. You want to read that?
Yeah, for the green smoothie, it's going to take 1 cup of kale, and I remove the stems and pack it firm. Half a cup of parsley, kind of loosely packed. 1 Granny Smith apple, 2 cups of fresh pineapple, and 1 banana, and then 2 1/4 cups of water.
Well, we just did the fruit smoothie, and now we're doing green smoothies. They're really good for you. You get all that kale and all that stuff. It's
It
really
is
good.
easy. 2 1/4 cups of water, some pineapple.
Nice.
Some people don't put the pineapple in there.
Oh,
They just like to sweeten it up a little bit.
absolutely.
Kale, that's where you're getting your real nutrition out of this one.
Yes.
And I better put a banana in there. I'm running out of room.
Yeah. Is it going to fit in there? We'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah. And parsley, just a little bit of parsley.
Nice.
Packing in there maybe, huh?
Yeah.
You might have to blend this 2 or 3 times. Probably not. Here we go, you ready? Sometimes I like to just stop, it settles, and then
Yeah.
and then it'll pop back up.
Right.
That's looking good.
I can see that. It settles and
I think
then
it needs an apple.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't put any apples in, did we?
An apple a day helps keep the doctor away.
That's why Greg's healthy. He always eats his apples.
So you can always just quarter this up. I hear you can actually eat the seeds and everything. A little bitter, but
Yeah. Well, we got the pineapple to offset that.
that'll work. But that easy, you've got green
Nice.
smoothies.
Wonderful.
I'll pour this up real quick here.
We can try it and tell you how it is. That's wonderful. And it's so good for you, too.
There we go. Nice and frothy.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Nice.
There we go. Cool.
Cheers. To Brenda.
Where is she anyway? We need to get that camera shot of her over there.
Oh, that's
She
good.
keeps
I
hiding
love
on-
the
she keeps
parsley in it.
hiding.
I hope she's going to come. Then you all can see her, too. I love the parsley. That's wonderful. It's really tasty.
Yeah, it is.
And the
delicious.
pineapple helps with the sweetness. So, yeah, it's good. Wonderful. All right.
Let's get to our next
Let's
recipe.
go. All right. Kale chips.
I've got some kale chips to make.
All right. 1 bunch of green kale, 1 tablespoon onion powder, 1 tablespoon granulated garlic, 3 tablespoons Bragg's liquid aminos, 3 tablespoons olive oil, 6 tablespoons nutritional yeast flakes divided for sprinkling. I love kale chips. And you got all the vegetables going on. I thought we were just making kale chips.
I know, but I got to do some vegetables too. Since I'm here, you might as well do a veggie tray, right?
Absolutely.
And let me cut this up. I'm going to make a little.
Oh, fun.
Cut this baby all the way around like this.
All right.
You can save this part if you want.
How cute.
But this is where you actually make a bowl.
No, I've never made a cabbage bowl. This is like a bread bowl or something, like
Yeah.
people make.
But you can
Wow.
hollow it out. Now, I'm not going to hollow it out all the way,
Okay.
but you can really dig down in here.
Okay.
But for time's sake, I'm just going to kind of show you. That's how you can make a bowl and then fill it with dressing for whatever type of dressings you want to put in there.
I love that.
So
That is nice.
pretty neat, huh?
It is.
And then, of course, if it's a veggie tray, we can do any kind of veggies you want.
Now these you already wash and scrub, and then we're just ready
Oh,
to go.
of course, yeah. And yeah, and you can do these any way you want.
Okay.
There's so many different slices. You can do them like this. You know, if you want to slice them in half,
Nice.
you can slice them in half like this. And then you can just
Then you
do
get your half moons.
slices. So however you want to slice them.
Nice.
And we're going to make a veggie tray right here.
Nice.
So just like that.
I love it when Mark comes because we always do fun stuff in the kitchen, you know? And it makes that we can get in the kitchen and we can have a good time and just all kinds of creative ideas, and the Lord's really given you a gift.
Well, people try to complicate the kitchen too much. I'll tell you what, when you start eating fresh fruits and vegetables, you spend less time in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Look at all this stuff we can put
love
on here.
it.
Just like that. And
Yep.
you know, whatever you want to do. I mean, here I got some celery here. And I'm showing you the basics. What I do is I take all these pieces off the end.
On the end, okay.
And we're actually going to chop this up a little bit and use this for soup.
Oh, I love that.
So nothing really gets wasted. We're going to
Yeah.
use all that for soup. And then when you get here, you can just slice these in half
Okay.
this way, the easy way, especially the big ones.
Yes, because then you'd have a really fat piece of celery.
And then you can just cut them in half. You can, if you want to line them up, you can get exact pieces like this.
Nice.
And
Like
then
celery
that'll
sticks,
still go in the soup.
I love it.
So, and you can do these any way you want. You're just making veggie trays. And
nice.
carrots are the same thing. Now, I'm not even going to peel
I
my
was just going to
carrots.
say that. They're not peeled.
I don't like peeling carrots because you're losing nutrients.
Right, so you
And,
just scrub them good.
Yep, just clean them up.
Now, do you do organic, Mark?
As much as I can.
Okay.
A lot of times we don't know what's organic and what isn't.
Right.
And so it can get really difficult to
Right.
kind of figure out what to do there.
This is pretty already. I love
Yeah.
it.
I've got some
Radishes.
radishes here. And for these radishes, watch this. We're going to do some little flowers.
Oh,
And
nice.
You just cut like this, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if they're catching that, but it should
They
work
are.
pretty good. You're going to cut them just like that. And so you're cutting through, but not all the
All
way
the way
through.
down.
Just kind of hitting the point like that.
And then-
Point.
And then you keep cutting from the other side too. I see that. So
Yep.
it gets cut twice.
You just keep coming through. And then you're going to put these in water, and I've got some right next to you.
Oh, I
That's
see
what they look like when
them.
they're in
And
water.
they start to split apart once they're in water.
And then they fully bloom like
I
that. Isn't that
love
nice?
that. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so you can kind of decorate with those on there.
Okay, sure. How
And you can do the
cute.
same
We need a
thing
bigger
with the
platter. We got a
onions.
lot of veggies going on.
Yeah, you can do the same thing with the onions. Peppers work really good.
Yeah, I see that you did that with the green onions here. Let's see if we can get a shot of that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now these, what you'd have to do is, when you clean them, you just take some slices. I don't have any right here, do I? No.
Okay.
And just take slices and
I
just
see that.
little slices. And then when you put them in the flour, they turn into flour.
So the cold water is what makes them spread apart. Yeah.
Yeah, put them in the fridge for a couple hours.
Couple hours is enough?
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's incredible.
And then Brenda always likes red peppers. Did we get a shot of Brenda yet? Have we got her on the air yet? Where's that camera shot of Brenda? I've been looking for her.
Yeah, where is Brenda?
Yeah, where is she?
Let me see. Why can't I see Brenda?
She's always
Let me see if I
hiding.
can
There
see
she
Brenda.
is. Oh, she's being shy again. That's my Brenda. She's a little camera shy. So
I
we'll
love
keep
the
working on it.
smiley face. That is cute.
Speaking of the smiley faces,
That is cute.
I brought you something.
You brought me a smiley face?
We've got you a little smiley face like this.
How? It's a cutting board, y'all.
It's a cutting board.
I love that.
She's getting a whole collection. Anytime
get
you
a
have
shot of
smiley
that?
faces, send them to
Oh,
Jill
I
Marconi,
love that.
care of 3ABN. I got you a big one, just in case.
Oh, how cute. Look at my two smiley faces.
And
I love them.
just in case you're doing onions, we've got you a little frowny one too. So, in case you need
Now
a
this
frowny
one is really cute. I can sit and cry with this one.
Yep. Or give it to Greg, and he'll have his cutting board too. So.
How cute. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
That is precious. I love my cutting boards.
Now
That
we've got to
is
get
really
to
nice.
this kale though.
Okay,
Let me
yeah.
grab that big bowl here. I'll just show you real quick how to do kale chips. This is the easiest recipe you could ever imagine how to do kale chips. And all it takes is a little bit of Bragg's liquid aminos and some oil and olive oil, just like that.
Wow.
Now we're going to add some garlic and onion, just powdered garlic. And I've got granulated garlic and powdered onion here. You can use either one. And then I've got some of the nutritional yeast flakes. Now I'm only going to use half of it. I divided it into two because we're going to use this a little later.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to give this a little stir like this. And you can see how thick it is. It's kind of clumping and thick like that, right?
Yep.
And then
And you just pour in your fresh kale.
we're just going to take kale. You can help me.
Yeah.
We're going to take the
Oh, we're getting
stems
rid of the
out
stems.
and then just kind of rip up the pieces. Yep, just keep ripping those pieces up. I'm going to get my gloves on. I'm a glove user just because I don't like
good.
getting my hands dirty.
Absolutely.
I can get a glove that works
A little more
right.
sanitary too.
Yeah.
Especially if you do food service, like you do for all these people. That's wonderful. Now you do a lot of shows, Mark. How many shows did you do last year? Do you know?
I think only a couple hundred. It was kind of a slow year, yeah.
When there's 365 days in the year, that's a pretty busy year. Wow.
And then we just give this a stir here. And you can see how all of this is kind of incorporating right onto the
love
kale
it.
chips. And that should work, just like that. And then we'll take one of those sheet pans. I think this will take 2 sheet pans.
And you put it in the oven?
And we're going to lay this out on a couple sheet pans. So I'll do one right here, just like that.
So they're just kinda
And
coated.
This one's going to go here. Yeah, and you can see the bowl is even empty. So it's,
I see
it's
that.
done a pretty good job there. Now, right when I get to here,
Yeah.
I'm going to take the last of this nutritional yeast
Okay.
flakes and just sprinkle it over the top.
That's why we divided it then.
Yeah, and you're going to keep this as spread out as you can. You put it in the oven at about 200 degrees.
Okay.
And maybe for 20, 30 minutes on each side. Now, the ovens here were cooking a little slow, so we had to do it at 250 degrees.
Okay. So it
and
depends on your oven at home then.
And it ended up taking a lot longer, so it all depends on your oven. But you just flip them over when they're about half done, and once they're fully done, here's the finished
We
product
got
right
some out here we want to show
And
you.
this one here has some barbecue ones, if you want to try one of those.
Now, these are real breakable. They're real
Yeah,
thin.
yeah, they're thin and crisp.
I love it.
You can add moisture to them, and the moisture is okay. But you can make them really light and fluffy or a little bitey.
That's fabulous.
But
Oh,
the
that's
barbecue
good.
one. Now, if you order,
That's really
if
good.
you call 3ABN, we've got a sheet that they will send you, and I have 4 different kale recipes on it.
Oh, I see
and
that.
you can just pick whatever recipes you want.
Seasoned kale, ranch kale chips,
Yeah.
barbecue. That's what I have.
Yeah,
And
anytime,
then the
just
red
call.
pepper kale chips. That's
Just call
perfect.
3ABN for recipes, and they'll send this out to you with all the recipes that we did on the cooking
And we
show.
always do. We always
Mm-hmm.
send out recipes. You just give us a call. But this is special because he has extra recipes.
Right.
And that's what's really special about this one. So
In
give
fact,
us a
you
call.
can always go on my
we'll
website
be
and
happy
get
to give that to you.
recipes. I've got a new newsletter that goes out every month now. So if you go on my
It's
website,
nice. I get it.
get the newsletter.
whole message.
We send you free recipes every single month, a monthly newsletter that we do. So you can just sign up right on my website there too.
Perfect.
So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Now we're going to make hummus.
Hummus.
4 different kinds of hummus. Let's read
do
that.
it.
You want to read that, Mark?
This is the basic recipe. I've got 2 cloves of garlic, 3 cans of chickpeas, 1/2 cup of tahini, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, 1/2 cup of water, 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and 1.5 tablespoons of salt.
Now again, Mark, I thought we were making hummus, and we got a lot of other stuff going on here. You see what's going on?
You know when I'm in town, it's always something different. So we're just going to be creating some things here. And
Absolutely. You got stuff going on in jars in the pot.
I wanted to teach kitchen concepts.
I like that.
So we're doing something so amazing that you have never seen anywhere. Take a look at these jars. All we have is them about 1/4 full of beans.
This is kidney beans, black beans, lentils, split peas. Wow.
And any kind of beans you want. You can do it with rice too. You can also do it with rice. But the beans are working pretty good.
They're
now this is my secret flavoring. You know about that, right?
Yes.
Have you used it?
I have. You gave me one. It's really nice.
A lot of the health food stores carry it. Some of the grocery stores now have it.
And what's the name for our friends?
It's just a veggie base. There's beefless base, chickenless base.
Okay.
And I'm just making a little chicken broth.
It's a
you can use the
miracle,
bouillon cubes or things like that. And so we're going to get some flavor here. And then I'm going to pour this right inside these jars.
Now, I have never made beans this way. They are dry beans, just a quarter full. Okay.
In fact, I'm going to have you add some water to it because, and see, there's a little bit of that thick stuff down there. So I'm just going to put some of that in there real quick.
Add some in here. How much is it? Is it supposed to be to the top, Mark?
Fill her up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you can put celery. I've got peppers here. Remember those celery and peppers and onions we had left over from the last segment?
So we're using them here.
So yeah, you can use them. Whatever kind of flavors you want to put in here, you can put in there.
Let me get this one over here. How cool is that? Now, you're going to boil them off on the stove?
Now this is what we're going to do here.
Okay.
I'm going to grab some foil here, and we're going to double wrap this. Oh, add some water to the bottom here, though.
Oh, the bottom.
What we're doing is a double boiler, basically.
Nice.
And you fill that up with water. And,
Keep going?
yep, just fill her up.
Oh, okay.
Boom, just like that. So you got a double boiler going
It is
on.
like a double boiler.
You
I
can
see
cook
that.
5 different types of beans without
the same
ever
time.
dirtying a pot. Isn't this clever?
This is
Now, I love
clever.
the Salad Master pans, too. These things are so cool because you can actually pull the handle right off of them and put them in the oven. So that's cool, isn't it? You just take the handle, pull it right off. And if you had this in there, you could actually put the handle back on there.
And pull it out.
Yeah,
Now, what kind of
so-
pan is that called?
We're going to wrap this up real tight.
Salad Master.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're good.
Okay.
Surgical steel, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put this in the oven.
Awesome. I love that. What a neat concept. And I love that about Mark's cooking because Mark's cooking is all about concepts.
Grab a couple towels
There's things
here.
that we can use in our own kitchen. We may not be Mark and may not be able to chop like him, but we can use the concepts that he has and I can use them in my own kitchen. So I love this. I'm going to try this, Mark, at home. I'm in the way. Here you go.
Oh, heavy one.
Sorry.
You want to know what's in here, don't you?
And he's standing all this time while I'm busy talking. I apologize.
No, we just have fun in the kitchen, that's all.
Do you have jars in here?
Yeah.
Wow. So you
This-
bake these off. What do you bake them at? What temperature?
It was 350 degrees, and I think I had it for about 3.5 hours.
Wow. Okay.
And when you pull it off,
How
look at
cool
this one.
is that?
this one I've got a dozen jars with every single different type of bean you can think of.
And these are the full-size quart jars.
Right. Now, right now, you could actually put a lid on it, seal it tight,
Okay.
and you'd have it canned. Kind of like these right here. You could have them canned.
Yeah, I see that.
So, and the little ding will just ding right in.
Right, because they're sealed. I can feel that.
Or you could let them cool, freeze them, and after they're frozen, then you'd put the lid on them. You can't put the lid on and then freeze it because it'll just explode.
Right,
But yeah, you could do it that way as well.
How cool is that?
Isn't
Now,
that
we're
nice?
talking concepts. I love this concept.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
incredible.
you can do it with garbanzo beans.
You could blend them up. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, flavors,
Yeah.
plain.
Now, we don't have garbanzo beans going on here, do we?
No, but I did do some.
Oh,
and I've
good.
got some garbanzo beans here because we're going to make some hummus.
Nice.
So you can make it like this. And the nice part is it's not boiling, it's not agitating.
Right.
So your hummus doesn't get all beat up. So we're going to make some hummus here. And I've got the garbanzo beans right here. We're going to put this right into the food processor here. Some garlic and some salt, about 1.5 tablespoons of salt.
Okay.
It's a little heavy on salt.
But it's important to have. You need it.
And grab me a spoon there and I'll put some tahini in there too.
Or you want one of these guys?
Yeah, that'll work. This is a little thick on the tahini, I can tell already. And depending how thick that tahini is,
You might need to add some water.
depends how much water you're going to
Okay.
add, right? So I'm going to put a little bit in there right now, just to get this thing stirring.
No oil or lemon juice yet.
So, well, what you want to do is you want to get this thing pulsating just a couple
Okay.
times, and then. Because it starts giving it a good mix.
I
And,
see that.
That way you're getting a lot of the pieces chopped up. If you get too much liquid in here,
It doesn't
it's
blend
going to
as fine.
stick, right, and it doesn't mix. So you want to keep it as dry as possible on that first step there. And once you get that done, now we can add our lemon juice.
Nice.
And I'm going to add the rest of this water, so I'm putting in 1 cup just because I know it's going to need it. And then we're going to hit it. And see, now it's not sticking together. And then, real slowly, we're going to drizzle the oil in there. Okay, I'm gonna just give this a little stir down here and see how it's doing. But you can actually see how it's emulsifying.
I can. So the key is to drizzle the olive oil in slowly, little bits by little bits.
If you put it in all at once, you're not getting that emulsifying action to it.
Yes, gotcha.
Where most people just drop it all in at once and it's heavy.
Guilty as charged.
And you notice nothing's really sticking.
I do.
It's pretty consistent all the way through.
So that's the key then. Have it fairly dry when you first do it, a little bit coarse chopped, and then once you add the liquid, slowly add the olive oil.
Right.
I love it.
Yep. And you can really smoothen this up, but I'm going to give it to you right here.
We'll consider this good.
And we're gonna
plate them here.
Get that out of the way. And then, yes, we can plate some stuff up here. And while you're working on that, let me do some cutting over here.
All right.
And,
you want to divide it for us?
so many things going on here. I can't keep up with everything.
This is a busy kitchen.
It really is. What do we want to start with? Green olive. Okay, green olive, we can do that.
Now you're going to show us how to make the 4 different types, right?
Yeah, so you're going to get 4 bowls, right?
Yeah. How much?
You can probably just split it up into 4 different bowls. It should be okay.
Nice.
Now the green olive, I'll put a little onion in here too. How's that sound?
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Now do you do this on your cooking shows? What do you do?
No.
If our friends would have you come and do a cooking show, what type of stuff would you do?
Mostly my cooking shows, it's not about the food.
Okay. It's about concepts?
Yeah, I've got Italian themes, I've got Southwest themes and Hawaiian themes, but it's more about the concept.
Okay.
And it's more about inspiring and motivating people. See, that's the problem, is we need to motivate people to get healthy. And the nice part is when you get healthier physically, you're going to get healthier mentally, and then you have a better spiritual connection with God.
Amen.
I mean, it's all connected that way. And so, you know, we just want people to take those steps in getting healthy. You know, do the first step, get off cholesterol. That's the #1 problem that we got in society today. Number 2, 3, and 4, reduce your sugar, oil, and salt. And after that, maybe running out the top 5 would be your chemicals or your GMOs and things like that. But once you get the cholesterol out of your system, then you get the right amount of oxygen in your blood. And when you got the right amount of oxygen in your blood, then your whole body is functioning the way it's supposed to. All your internal organs, your brain, everything is starting to work the way it's supposed to.
Amen.
And that's how you get a better connection with God, because you're thinking better. And so it really works in every way.
We have a clear mind that then God can speak to us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And let me grab a spoon from you here. And I've got my olive oil here. So all you're going to do is just give a little drizzle here.
Okay.
And just like this, you would have your Greek topping. And usually what you'll do is you can just top it on here.
Okay.
And a lot of people will swirl it in. They'll put a little olive oil on there.
Yeah.
You don't have to use as much oil. You can really lighten up on the oil part. Let me work on a red pepper here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll have you grab that one that has the 4 different ones that we've done already.
Yeah, it's in the back, I think.
So
Let me
do some chopping here. And red pepper, fire roasted red peppers are a really good one to do.
I love
and
it.
the nice part about the fire roasted red pepper is this is all you have to do. You just chop this baby up nice and
that's all you
fine.
gotta do.
And boom, you can put it right on there. And I'm not being all fancy about what I'm doing today.
Right. The ones up here are kind of fancy. We can see you got the 4 already plated there.
Now
I love that.
I'm going to open this up here. this is some roasted garlic.
Nice.
And, woo!
Oh,
Look
you
at that.
can smell it. I can smell
That is
it.
roasted garlic right there.
Nice.
And we're just going to get this off of here. But you just put it in foil,
Yeah.
like this, and put it in the oven for a little while. And just like that, you've got roasted garlic.
What do you put it at, what temperature at, Mark?
That was 350 for a half hour.
350.
And you can tell, look, it's already sticking together. It's actually caramelized.
It is. It looks caramelized. That's incredible.
And that's what happens. And so we can just put this in a bowl. We're just going to add a little bit of oil to this.
Yeah. How fun. So we got the fire roasted, red pepper, we got the Greek, and then we got the roasted garlic going on.
And so we're just going to put this right here.
Nice.
And you can swirl this in. You can mix it in there too if you want to mix it in. Some people even take some of this and put it in the blender. But I wanted to show you the base for the hummus. And then you can go with all the variations.
Nice.
And just like
I'm
that.
going to try the Greek one here.
And then there is another one, tapenade, which is your black olives with capers.
Without the anchovies, right?
And no anchovies, right, you got it, Because a lot of people will get that at the grocery store, you know, and they see the black olives and the capers.
Right.
But it's actually made with.
This is good, Mark. That was fabulous. I love that. The hummus is very tasty. I think that's one of the best hummuses I've ever had.
I think so too.
Well, you're supposed to like your food, so that's a good thing.
And a little
but
olive
I love
oil.
That.
And you can make those pieces. You can see the bigger pieces too. Really give it a nice wow factor to it. So let me plop that right in there.
Ooh, nice.
A little olive oil on the drizzling on the top.
Wow.
There you go.
We got all kinds of hummuses, and you can do them with all different. It's a wonderful dip. You know, you could have with crackers, you could have with pita, you could have with what else would you serve it with, Mark, if you were serving it?
Oh, anything. Breads.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a big chip person, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Now, are we doing anything else with the beans, or we're done with the beans?
Well, if you want, grab one of those beans out here, and
Which one
let me
do you
show
want?
you.
Let's do lentils. I love lentils.
And I'm gonna, if I can twist this baby off of here real quick. We got so many things going on. Please excuse our mess, but it is a real kitchen here, so that's
and
what
we're
happens.
actually doing stuff.
But watch this. This is hot,
Okay.
and we're gonna put this baby on here like this, and then tighten that baby up.
Okay.
Woo, this is hot.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do this at home. And then we put this right on the blender here.
Okay.
And you can grab that bowl. I'm going to turn this on real quick here. Just a pulse. All it takes is a couple pulses. We got to switch our electrical though, don't we?
This would be important. We've had a few malfunctions today.
Hey, you know, that's what it's about though. You know, we're just being real here. I know
fun.
a lot of people that do take one, take two, take three, you know, and I mean, we're just real people, you know, just loving Jesus and wanting to, you know, have some fun.
Having
and,
a good time in the kitchen.
Yeah, but watch, look at how fast this happens. So that's all you have to do is just a little bit like that. And now you have, instead of a water base, you have a thicker base.
You do? Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Isn't that something? I got to use a towel though, 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it
so
was
hot.
pretty warm.
It's right out of the oven. Woo!
Wow.
And just
It's
like
incredible.
that, you have
I love
a
that.
steaming hot soup.
Absolutely, lentil soup.
Is that
for me too.
amazing? You're
I
like-
love that. Well, right now what we want to do is go to Mark's address. If you want to contact him, I know that he comes for free and comes to all these different events. So give him a call if you want him at your church or community center, if you're interested in either one of those cookbooks or anything else that he can help you with. I know that he would be glad. He's got lots of wonderful culinary advice. Here's the information that you need to contact Mark for yourself.
If you would like to receive one of Mark's books, or if you'd like to contact him to invite him to your church, you may do so by writing to Mark Anthony, Post Office Box 20861, Las Vegas, Nevada 89112. That's Mark Anthony, Post Office Box 20861, Las Vegas, Nevada 89112. You can call 702-236-3280. That's 702-236-3280. You can also visit his website for cookbooks and cooking supplies at chefmarkanthony.com. That's chefmarkanthony.com. Call or write today. He'd love to hear from you.
Ta-da! Look at what we have out here in front of you.
Size of that thing.
That sub is massive.
That's a 6-foot sub.
That's a 6
And by the way, it costs $10
For
to
the
make
whole
that
sub?
huge 6-foot sub. Yeah.
Wow, That's incredible. You're
Yeah.
going to show us how to make a 6-foot sub
Yeah.
that looks like that. Oh,
What
that's
you-
a nice shot. I
What
like
you
that.
got to do is you got to start. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it
We
goes
did
forever.
some artwork on that one.
So I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
What you got to do is you got to build the boards first. And
just a board.
I got this at a hardware, lumber yard for $1.
It's a 2x4.
$1. It's kind of a 1x6.
It's a 1x6.
by
all right.
3 foot.
Okay.
And so what you're going to do is you just roll out your paper and flip it around, and you're just going to wrap this like you would any wrapping.
Nice.
Yep. Just like that.
Oh, fun. We're just wrapping like it's birthday time or Christmas time. You can use different colored paper, right, Mark? Depending on the occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say you wanted to do a birthday. This would be a nice birthday one. Baby showers, you could do different baby showers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, whatever type of holidays. If you had 4th of July, you'd want to do red, white, and blue.
Oh, yeah.
So you could also do it as a holiday-driven type of situation. There
that.
you go. I'm just going to tie that up. And just like that, you got your board ready to go.
Whoa! Celebration with the balloons.
Yeah, and I did these when I was in the culinary back in Las Vegas, catering for all the celebrities. And this is what I did because it has a wow factor. People look at it and they're like, wow, this is something different. And I've got these
board.
sub ones here. These are just pretty inexpensive. You can kind of get them anywhere. And we're going to give them a slice in half like this.
Okay.
So once you get them sliced in half, we got to make sure that they're going to fit on the board.
Yep, it will. I see that.
And how many is it going to take? 2. It looks like you're going to need a 3rd, right?
We need part of a 3rd. Here. See part of it?
Okay. So our lids are, these are the bottoms, and these are the tops, right?
Yep, this is the top here.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut at an angle here, and at the same time I'm going to cut at the same angle here.
Nice.
That way these 2 pieces come out and it sticks together like that, so it still looks like
Perfect.
one
So
piece.
then we get our length.
Right, and
I got
let's
you.
see where we're going to get our next length. Slide the board over and see if it's the exact size of the. So I need to cut out about that much, it looks like, right?
it does.
So let me cut out this part here,
Now that's
and then
cool. That's
we're
a
going
good
to cut
idea.
out this part here, and then we get that all cut out of there. Now it will fit, right? Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
So-
perfect.
Right.
All right.
And now you're going to just take off the tops, and we can just leave those open there. And you can go to town making your sub. Vegenaise. I'm just doing Vegenaise and mustard.
Perfect.
It's a nice, simple combination that everybody likes.
Nice. So you mix it up instead of just doing Veggies and then a thing of mustard. It's
Right.
just mixed. I love it.
Now, here we go with kitchen secrets,
Concepts.
concepts. Now, most people would put it on the bread like that, right? If you're going to be going on a trip, let's say you're going to travel and you're going to use this for a picnic,
And
maybe
you don't want soggy bread.
6 or 8 hours later, then you're going to put your lettuce down first
I love it.
and then put your mayonnaise on top of that.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense.
Right, and so that's a good way to do that if you're going to be traveling. But since we're going to be here,
And we're going to be eating right away.
yes, we are. I think we got enough for an army today,
I think so too.
an army of God servants, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you, and that's what it's about. When I'm on these road
It
trips
is.
and stuff, I ran into one lady over in California, and they said their favorite place was eating at this fast food restaurant
Okay.
4 times a week. And then I ran into her on the East Coast. This was 2 years later, and her husband, and 2 kids had lost over 200 pounds.
Wow.
They just came to a cooking show. They were impressed. They went home, threw everything out of their refrigerator and freezer, and started all over, and started getting healthy. And a couple of years later, they had lost that much weight.
Amen. Did they tell you what their favorite restaurant was? Their new favorite restaurant?
Chef Anthony's, of course. That's where, yeah. So, yeah, what a great thing when you can see
Amen.
people that are.
That's right. The changes. That's
yeah.
incredible, Mark. Over
and-
200 pounds.
You just start eating right. That's all it
Amen.
is. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. And here, I'll give you some tomatoes. You can start on that
Just put
side.
tomatoes down.
Yep. And you can put whatever you want in these subs. Yeah. I feel like I'm at one of those famous sub shops.
Or a Subway or something.
I've got,
Nice.
this is eggplant that's been roasted, if you want to take a close look at it. I
see
did
that.
roasted
It's
eggplant
beautiful.
this way, so
Yeah.
pretty nice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And there's some zucchini. Here's some yellow squash. There's red pepper.
Now, so all these vegetables are roasted.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and you just put them in the oven about
That'd make it a lot
350
better.
degrees for a little while. Here's some red pepper for you.
Okay.
And like I said, you can make these any way you want.
I love it.
Just be creative with it.
This is nice and full. I always put a lot in, and then it's hard to eat it because it's so full.
Red onion. How about red onion?
Nice.
And just like that, we can red onion it. And I'll let you work on those. And I'm gonna let me get the mayonnaise from you.
There you go.
And I'll start topping these things off here.
I love it. Now, the ones you did here have all the little fancy little toothpicks in them, and you put all that
Yeah,
on. I love
yeah, Brenda
that.
went to town on those.
She did a good job. I don't know if we can get a shot of that at the top of it, but I love
she
it
is
with
so
the cucumber
creative.
and then the two olives stacked on top. That is really cute. I see that. That's nice. Good job, Brenda.
Yeah, and when you get it done like this,
Nice.
now's when you're going to put your picks in it
Yep.
and then slice it up.
Yep.
Now, what you'd want to do is you don't want to slice it on this board though.
Correct.
So I would actually slice it on this board or a board
Uh-huh.
or a cutting board and then transfer it to a good board. So that way it doesn't have all the
Yes,
cuts
right.
running
So you
through
wouldn't,
it.
right, because you want
And
it
the
to
other
look nice.
trick when you cut it, let me show you here real quick.
Okay, real fast.
If you're going to cut like this,
Mm-hmm.
you actually want to wipe your knife off every single time, so that way you don't have this mayonnaise
So it looks
topping
on the top
the
of the
next
bread.
cut.
I love it.
Otherwise, you end up with all this mayonnaise
I
and
love
stuff
it.
there. So that's a
Okay.
real good trick.
We'll let
Yeah.
Mark keep cutting. Right now we have to go to a news break. We have news and information for you from 3ABN, and we'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Tom Mann. Have you ever wondered what it takes to keep 3ABN's message fresh and up to date? We're working constantly on new programs for an ever-growing audience around the world. But how is that accomplished? After working many years in television and radio, I've realized how unusual it is for 3ABN to produce such a large percentage of original quality programming. Most Christian networks use a large number of programs produced by other ministries, and unfortunately, they have little or no control over the content. But we've been called to give a consistent message, and we do not allow the focus to become entertainment or performance-oriented. The clear vision given to Danny Shelton, our founder, was to build a television station that would reach the world with the undiluted Three Angels messages, one that would counteract the counterfeits. And that's what we strive for. We just don't provide family-friendly programming. If it's not squarely based on the Bible, our pledge to you is that it will not appear on any of our networks. When it comes to original programming, we produce 69% of our 3ABN English television content, 67% of our 3ABN Latino content, and 100% of what our Russian language channel airs. Without the Lord and all of you, that would be impossible. But we're continuously blessed with the finest teachers, preachers, health presenters, and guests day after day and year after year. So many people work together to make a television program. Producers, directors, camera operators, studio managers, lighting and audiovisual directors, and video engineers, just to mention a few. But we never forget that the message is the most important part of the equation in bringing the hope of salvation to those who haven't heard about Jesus Christ. We have only one solution: a relationship with our Savior. And whether it's a story of a changed life or a program specifically for children, we want to bring honor and glory to Him each and every minute of every day. And with 6 networks airing 168 hours of programming each week, that's a total of 1,008 hours. How can we do this with such a small staff? The answer is simple: the Lord makes it possible, and He uses you to help. From the beginning, your prayers and financial support have made it all possible. And 25 years later, our message is still strong. So thank you for all you do for 3ABN. Your prayers are felt each day, both at our ministry headquarters and all around the world. If the Holy Spirit impresses you to support 3ABN's worldwide ministry, please send your tax-deductible love gifts to 3ABN, Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois, 62896, or call us at 618-627-4651 during regular business hours. God bless you.
Welcome back, friends. We're here with Chef Mark Anthony and a fabulous spread of food that we made today. Mark said, oh, this is going to be an easy show, not too much stuff going on. Was he ever wrong?
You know, it was easy on the prep side, that's for sure.
That's awesome. And it's amazing wow factor. I mean, it's just beautiful, the stuff that we made. Let's look at that, all the things that we made.
Yeah, really simple prep.
There's all the beans. I love that. I'm going to try
without
that.
ever dirtying a pot.
I love
That's the
it.
amazing part. And you got 12 different types of beans without ever having to have 12 different pots cooking.
It's incredible, and you have that long sub that goes forever.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that'll be fun. You know, can you imagine? That's a 6-foot one, but can you imagine just putting a 3-foot sub on the kitchen the table for dinner at night?
That's right. We have veggies. We got kale chips going on there. I love that. And then those hummuses. Now I didn't try them all. I just tried the Greek, but that one was really good.
Yeah, you'll love them all as long as you stick to that base.
Okay.
You can use less oil,
Okay.
but that's your base. That will everything tastes
With
great.
any
with
type.
it.
And here's our green drinks.
Yes, they are. There we go.
Yummy green drinks.
A little thick on the top. I have to stir that up a little bit.
And I got to try the lentil soup while you try your green drink, because I didn't try it before it was so hot. So
Right out of the oven, hit it with the blender.
it's heavenly.
You would never know that
Heavenly.
it was baked.
Oh, I love that. And it's just a neat concept, because you can, I mean, you said you just put the lid on, it'll can right away, or you can freeze it, or, I mean, that's just fabulous. Yeah.
So, yeah, amen.
God has gifted you. Thank you for coming and sharing your gifts with our whole audience.
I'll come back.
That's right. Okay, wonderful. We hope you had as much fun as we did here in the kitchen, preparing and showing you all these wonderful recipes. Give us a call. You can always give us a call and get Mark's recipes. We'll be happy to send them to you. We will see you next time. God bless you and keep you.
Amen.